There we go. Um, Courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, dominable spirits. Let's try to remember that. All right, so we did a Karate Kid 1 trailer. We did a Karate Kid 2 trailer. So who can guess what's coming up next? Hello. Number 3. Hello. There we go. Awesome.
The time has come when a student must question.
I know you don't believe in fighting, but this isn't exactly fighting, you know?
Not exactly ping pong either.
When a teacher must let go.
Miyagi always train you, but for tournament, cannot.
When a conspiracy is planned.
You said that if I beat this LaRusso kid in the All Valley tournament, that you give me 25% of your new dojo.
When a trap is set.
You know how to front sweep?
Not really. Do you know how to sweep?
Of course. All like this. And left to side.
It's no joke.
I need your title. You don't enter? That affects my financial future, Daniel. Get it? You think you can rely on that crane crap? Last time you weren't fighting this.
Mr. Miyagi loves you. He has faith in you.
This guy wants to break you, humiliate you, stomp you into the ground. Yes!
I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I got problems, and if you're not going to be part of the solution, don't give me a hard time about it.
Now, the man must make a choice, and the kid must become a man.
You are going to defend. You're getting in that ring.
What am I doing?
First he suffers, then he suffers some more.
Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, a John G. Avildsen film, The Karate Kid, Part 3.
All right. What do we think about that? So the first Karate Kid was really awesome. To be in that audience the first time that movie came out, my martial arts class that I attended had 12 people in it. When that movie came out, there was 9 adults, 3 kids, and the kids were kids of the teachers. There were no kids in martial arts in the early 80s. The only time you ever saw anybody young in a martial art, they were the son of somebody that was a teacher, or they were extremely disciplined, maybe Japanese or an Asian family, maybe. That's it. We just didn't have a whole lot of late 70s, mid 70s, late 70s, early 80s. We didn't have a whole lot of kids in karate. None. It was not a kid thing. Then the Karate Kid came out, and I mean literally within a week we had 250 people in the gym. It was a huge gym, and it was packed. I'll never forget that when UPS dropped off the uniforms, they had like 12 boxes, and it exploded. And in the next 10 years, the next decade after Karate Kid, following Karate Kid 1 and Karate Kid 2, there was a huge explosion of 80s horrible karate movies. Oh my gosh, it was horrible after Karate Kid. And it was a genre. It changed the world. So if you were 10 years old and you started martial arts in the early 80s, then you turned 10 years later, you could see a franchise karate school on every corner like McDonald's. It was crazy. When I had first started, it took about 5 years to get a black belt. I saw the other day, I saw a special where you can get a black belt in 90 days now through one of these mixed belt systems. And it's just, the world changed. It changed like overnight because of that movie. That genre was incredible. So with the Cobra Kai Friday tradition, so little tidbits here and there, little things that I'm calling attention to from the series. I personally, when the new Cobra Kai came out, I was thrilled because it brought back a ton of questions and answers. Joe, where was everybody at? What everybody do? You know, what became of Johnny? What became of Ralph? So I'm pretty excited. I'm waiting for the next one to come out. I like to reminisce. I like to look at them and wonder what's coming up next. And so there we go. So what do you ladies tell? From your point of view, you ladies are a completely different generation than me, clearly. So I'm curious. when the Karate Kid, well, not Karate Kid, when the Cobra Kai came out, without a whole lot of exposure to the Karate Kid, the originals, what was it like, ladies? What was it like? What was your perceptions? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you love it? What was the deal?
So, fun fact, I'm 24 years old and I've never seen the original Karate Kid. Um,
I believe it. I hear that a lot. I do, and that's why I wanted to show the trailers and let you know that it's critical to watch the first three, maybe even the fourth one. I don't know. You can throw the fourth one in there because it's a chick, but I mean, it's got Miyagi in it. It's not too bad, but the first three are critical. You got to watch them to get behind the characters, to get behind the theme. But anyway, so that's awesome. That is cool, and I hear that a lot. I met a guy the other day. He's a black belt, and he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?" And I mean, he was big old burly. It looked like a ZZ Top, you know. And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. You know, I got one of those faces." And he's like, "Oh yeah, you used to teach me karate." And I'm thinking to myself, "Man, which generation?" Because I've been teaching since the '80s. And he said, "You remember little so and so?" And he told me his name. And I was like, "Well, yeah, but you were like 7 and skinny, about this tall, you know." And it's been 40 years, 30 years, you know, and you know, that's what I run into in Walmart. I run into 3 generations of people that have known me, and sad to say though, here is the most common reaction. Holy crap! What happened to you? You used to be in shape. So here we are on Cobra Kai Friday, 1 week after I started my, what are we going to call my physical fitness rebirth, my emergence from the fatness. What are we gonna call it? No, that was 10 years ago. Easy. Let's call it. What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it. Let's see. What should we call that?
Got a new woman in my life.
I'd like to have one. No, that's what I'm trying to do, though. See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find one. So look, there's a scene in Cobra Kai. Look. I'm living it right now. So the scene in Cobra Kai where Johnny, now you gotta remember 1985, Johnny had this Firebird. And it was a 1985 first, brand new, red Firebird. In 1985, Johnny got it for graduation. It was brand new. Johnny was on top of the world. He was awesome, cool, kick-ass karate guy, and all the chicks dig him. And I mean, literally, he had anything he wanted in life. And then the scene in Cobra Kai is he pulls up by this hot chick in yoga pants, okay? Nowadays, modern days now, real time, today. And he's got this 1985 Firebird in the paint peeling, and, you know, it just looks like 9 kinds of hammered hell. And he looks over at her, and he says, "Hey." And she looks at him and says, "Get lost, creep," and jogs off. And in his mind, he's still Cool Johnny from 1985. You know what I'm saying? With the Firebird. But all she sees is this creepy old grandpa dude with a bit of stubble that could be her granddad, like Kayla says. You do know your owner not to be my grandpa. Anyway, no, I'm twice your age. I'm not 3 times your age.
well, I mean, technically you are, though.
So Kayla's giving me this inferiority complex. So anyway, that's what happens in Walmart is they say, "Oh, you're Cameron Todd? Oh my God, what happened? You got fat." I'm like, "Yeah,
All right, but
I need it."
Dr. Cam, how many people actually say it to you?
Oh, a lot. All the ladies. No, some of the dudes. But anyway, look, we're doing something about it, though. The point is, I'm doing something about it. All right. I'm holding myself accountable. I lost 5 pounds this week on my liquid diet. Kayla and Dara are going to the gym. So I've sworn to go to the gym starting next week. Now, just to give you a little bit of history, just a tiny bit, and then we'll jump off because we got stuff coming up. Right? 9. So I fell off of a rice silo, and I broke my left ankle and foot in about 7 places, and took about 2 years before I could put any weight on it at all. They wanted to cut the ankle off and put a prosthetic on there. They offered me 3 feet selections. You can use this one for running, and then you unplug it and snap on this other foot for just wearing shoes, and you can snap on this. And I was like, holy crap! I'd be like bionic. I was going to be like superhuman. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But at the same time, I'm thinking, you're not cutting that ankle off. I only got 2. I am not. No, we are leaving the ankle on. So fast forward 3 years, I gained 155 pounds, more than my optimum body weight. Okay, so now, I mean, it's not as bad as it could be. I watched some YouTubes that had some 400 and 500 guys on it, pound guys. So I mean, I'm like, I started off at, correct me if I'm wrong. What was I, guys? 350, 350 and some change, and my optimum body weight is about 185. So got a lot to go, but I did 5 pounds this week, and I'm going to target 1 pound a day, and then I'm going to the gym to lift and sculpt and get in shape. So I am doing something about it. So that's the thing. I took a long time. I took more than a year where I could walk. I resisted exercise for a year, and I resisted by making excuses. I kept saying, I'm over 50. I'll just eat and get fat and die. That'll be fine. No, but but the truth is, I felt miserable. I feel heavy. I feel out of shape, and I've never felt like that in my life. There was a time when I could walk into a room, and if there was people waiting, say for the doctor, and let's say you're going for a physical, and walk into a room, there's 25 people in there, 20 of them are guys, 5 of them are girls. You look at all the guys, and as a guy, your mind says, yeah, I can take any one of them. Might be one big guy in the corner looks like a lumberjack or a biker, and you're like, better leave him alone. But now when I walk in the room, honestly, what runs through my mind is, I wonder if I can get that guy to give me his chair because I'm tired from walking in the room. That's got to stop. I mean, I got to get back. I mean, I walk to the car. I'm tired. I got to get in the car. It's 20 feet. That's not me. I used to go 2.3 miles. I used to run it just for fun. There was a time not too long ago when I used to challenge people to the 40-yard dash for speed and beat them. High school kids all the way to college athletes. I'd beat them in the 40-yard dash for speed. And I'm talking when I was 25, 35, years old. I wasn't a spring chicken, but I was super fast on the sprint. And now, forget sprint. I can't even walk 40 yards. So, I mean, I'm carrying a lot of extra pounds, So I'm working on it, and I like being held accountable. I like that Kayla and Dara are going to the gym, and they're going to keep me on it. That's the concept of the Cobra Kai Fridays has a lot to do with that. If people know and they show up and they hold your feet to the fire, then you can get things done. And one of I guess the reflection for today before we jump into the freight brokering at 9 is freight brokering it's about networking. It's about life. I'd like to take those principles that I learned as a kid: courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, indomitable spirit. I remember the first time I had to look up indomitable spirit, and that's a big word, indomitable, and my teacher said it has to do with, even though you're sweating and you're suffering or you're uncomfortable during the workout, that is so that later that you can reap the benefits and the rewards of being in shape. So there we go. Do we work? Are we sore, ladies? Is anybody sore?
I'm very sore.
Look, I can barely move this morning.
So that's just pain leaving the body. Yeah, I love it. So I'm going next week, and I'm going to hit the weights, and I'm going to do some working out, and I'm excited about it, and I'm going to keep everybody posted.
We'll see.
I'm going to keep everybody. Yeah, see, there's some naysayers out there. See, there was like, I wonder if you're going to show up. And I'm thinking, I throw darts at a picture of your face on the dartboard, girl. I'll do it. Boop. So anyway, I'm going to go work out. If nothing else, see, there's some motivation. I'm like, I'll go to show her. And but look, yeah. So get some accountability partners is what I'm saying, guys. Get somebody else on the freight broker training with you. Get a friend, family, loved one, and call them up and say, let's make 50 calls together today. And that's where it starts. Get a team spirit going. Say, hey, let's see if we can get 5 shippers this week and make an extra $500, right? Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Kayla and Dara, have you got anything that you want to do for the close?
He always hops off right before. He never finishes what he says. So, guys, it being Flex Friday, if you are enrolled, give us a call. Let us know what you want to work on. I believe most of our schedule is open today. So go ahead, get in there, fill those spots, get some trainings done. Get in there and focus on what you think that you need to work on.
And those of you that are not enrolled, we do have a presentation tonight at 5 p.m. Central Time. If you just call this number and give us an email, we'll send you the link for it.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day. Thanks for joining us.